Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you all are having a wonderful Sunday. Sorry, I'm a little rough for wear, just kind of crawling out of bed here. Had a late night. Little dude kind of kept me up last night, so bear with me. Today is going to be a fair bit of a short stream. I'm not going to be here long.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Hope you all are having a wonderful Sunday. There we go. Sorry about that. Had some feedback. As I said, just getting my bearings here. So yeah, as I said, this is going to be a short one. I'm going to be going down and seeing family here shortly. I just wanted to cover the airdrop stuff that's been going on because I've been seeing a lot of stuff online regarding the airdrops and a lot of confusion here and there. Now, let me first and foremost say this is not financial advice. I'm not condoning or endorsing the airdrops or anything like that. Anything you do, it's your own choice. That being said, there's a couple warnings I do want to post up and a couple heads up. Hey, Mad Doggy TV, welcome. Andrew, glad you found the chart there. So yeah, first, CasinoCoin is not doing any airdrop. So I've been seeing a lot of people posting up on tweets and so forth asking, no, CasinoCoin is not doing airdrops. Okay, other projects are, and we'll see those here. Actually, I'll go ahead and share my screen so y'all can take a look here. All right, so secondly, we have a chart here that was offered up by one of our community members, Gadget78. So if you're up on Twitter, go ahead and give this guy a follow. Like, awesome community member, great person that's put this together for us. That being said, yeah, this is a chart of basically everything to do with trust lines, airdrops, and things like that. So you'll see here that they cover everything from XRP, CSC, Flare, Songbird, Solo, SEC Coin, Chorus X1, even the Zum Toolkit token, Gigcoin, in-game currency, or iHunt, Xgold, Nerian, ELS, Evers, the whole list is there. So to break this down, basically, this is when the trust line was started, when it was first, when the token was first put out. This is the code that they use, whether or not the account is black hold. Now, again, to clarify, a black hold account just basically means that the issuing account is no longer able to issue any more coins. They're not able to sign transactions or anything like that. So if you send any funds to a black hold account, you're not going to be able to get them back. Like some people did this like during the swap for the CasinoCoin swap. Some people accidentally sent their coins to the issuing account and black hold their funds. Those are irretrievable. Okay, so just be mindful of that. Now, there are protections in some to keep you from black holing your funds accidentally. However, if combined with like XRP Toolkit and you sign the transaction with some, that is still possible to happen. Okay, so just be mindful. If you're not trying to black hole your funds, you still can. These are the issuing accounts. And so far, the approximate trust lines that are added here. And it gets into more stuff as well, like max supply, circulating supply, offers on the DEX, links to the websites, social chats, Twitter, and so forth there. Offers also information on like the white papers and roadmaps, description of utility, and this here I think is what you'd be interested in. So this is basically highlighted for whether or not you'll be able to get an airdrop for the token. Okay. So yeah, this is a great breakdown by Gadget, and a huge shout out to him for putting this together. Basically, each row here is its own item. Okay. So if you're only interested in the one coin or the one item, just follow the line over to find the information on that token there. All right. Oh, nice. Yeah, so Dr. Orlando here set up Cheetah and Central Reserve today. I haven't set those up myself. I've got a few, but I've also been aiming to remove some. Now, I mentioned when I first pumped or started up the stream here that I was going to give a couple warnings to people because this was actually brought to my attention, and a shout out to Zerpinator for bringing it to my attention there. A, if you're setting up the Twitter tip bot or looking to get the airdrops or things like that, I would strongly suggest using a new account funded by alternate memes, or sorry, memes, alternate memes than your primary holding account. Because the thing that you got to keep in mind is with Twitter tip bot, and with the trust lines, like the XRP ledger is a public ledger. That everything that happens on the ledger is publicly visible. Everybody can see that. And so when it comes to like even the Twitter tip bot, if I turn around and tip you and I go into my events, I can see the record of that transaction and I can see your address. And likewise, you can see mine. So if you want to kind of keep your things a bit more private, make sure that you use a secondary account or whatnot that's funded through an alternate means, whether you turn around and set up with an exchange and just fund it, and that's the only time you've ever used the exchange, or some other means, or if this is if you're trying to keep your stuff private there. The other thing being is when it comes to the trust lines here, the same thing goes, is when you turn around and add a trust line to your account, you can turn around and say, go to xrpscan.com. Alrighty. And we're actually going to use the CasinoCoin issuing account here. And we'll go paste. And so this is the CasinoCoin issuer account. Now you can go down here and select trust lines. Oh, okay. Sorry, my window seems to have frozen here a little bit. Yeah, page has gone unresponsive. Okay. So I think it's just trying to load a bit much information at the moment. But yeah, down in the trust line section here, it says there. It was saying no trust lines, but the thing is, like, the issuing account has been does have a number of trust lines that have been issued from it. So those do show in the list. Now, at the moment, it's causing a bit of a lag in my window here and causing things to go unresponsive. So I'm just going to kind of skirt that for the moment. Maybe we can see it through BitHomp here. So again, if we go here and we pull up the issuing account. Alrighty. So yeah, here we go. So we can see here via the issuing account, these are all the transactions that basically get fulfilled or performed using the issuer's address. So basically, any token issuer, whether like, sorry, still waking up. So more or less, basically what it ends up coming down to is each of these issuers, when you add the trust line to your account, they're able to see that the address that you set the trust line for. So technically speaking, if there were something set up in a means for them to track transactions and so forth, that could be done. So just a heads up for some, like I have an account that is separate, like it's my Twitter tip bot, it's my trust line, and that's all there is to it. Like I don't fund it from my holdings. It's basically a separate account that has never seen any of my other accounts. So in the sake of those wanting to keep a form of privacy, it's something to take into account there. Alrighty. So that being said, this is really what the whole main point of the stream was, is to just kind of touch on the airdrops here, let you know resource, which is gadget78.uk. This is the spreadsheet that'll be used, and it's constantly being updated with new information there. So it's also been expanded to include like coins that are issued from GateHub there and Bitstamp, and as well Ripple Fox. So I'm not sure exactly what Ripple Fox is there. I gotta do a bit more information, or I gotta do a bit more research on that, pull up a bit more information. But yeah. So that there is basically an overview of the trust lines and a couple warnings to come with it if you're, again, wanting to keep a sense of privacy regarding your accounts, because as I said, the XRP ledger is a completely public ledger. Like, I can hop on right now and pull up, like, here, we'll use XGold for example here. So I should be able to, let's see if XRP scan's going to respond this time. Yeah, it's just one of those things to keep mind of there, Mad Dog or Mad Doggy TV. It's, yeah, trust lines thing is going wonky on me. Here we go. So yeah, here's an example just in the like transactions history. So here we have a trust set from account and so forth here. So what we'll end up seeing is like we have the address here, which is the R4XX right? And then if we come down here, so this here would be someone's address. So I can pop on here and I see right now that this person has 1050 XRP, right? And if I check over here, this is kind of lagging out. I can also see, and here we see, like, I don't know who this is, and I apologize very much, but yeah, like here we see that they have, yeah, some smart FT or smart NFT. I don't see any other tokens on this account, but knowing that this person's got 4,000 smart NFT, 1,000 XRP, like that's something that could be used. You know what I mean? So, or monitored for whatever reason. So again, if you want to keep a sense of privacy, use a separate account. And like what I tend to do is have like my tip jar account, and it's set up with like, I keep like a minimum XRP in there to cover transaction costs for playing around with tokens. And then if people tip me otherwise, it's like, okay, well, it's my tip jar. So, but just word of advice, word of warning. Obviously not financial advice, but more of a keep yourself protected, because the thing is, it's the internet, and like phone scams are bad. Internet's even worse. Like we see it constantly where people are getting scammed out of the funds, and I would hate to see anybody end up having to deal with that. So yeah. With that being said, I did recently post out a video. If you haven't seen it as of yet, it's kind of coming up in my feed here. Yeah, here we go. So basically, I did a crash course on Zum Wallet. So a basic overview, how to set up or install, set up. I cover trust lines, adding and removing. There's also getting into the settings so that it'll show you, like, I know if you try to take a screenshot in Zum, it doesn't let you. There's a section in there under security that I cover that'll let you take screenshots. But yeah, that being said, if you're interested, it's just in my, this will basically just give you an overview on Zum if you're not too familiar with it there. Other than that, if and if y'all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. I see Mad Dog here. He knows that, yeah, the ledger is public and he'd rather keep his holdings private, but he does like the features of the Sun wallet. Yeah, well, that's the thing, is Sun wallet is so feature rich and it's just gonna get better. Like there's so much coming down the pipeline, especially like, I know we keep hearing it, but when the CSC lobby launches, it's going to provide a huge boost to utility and a lot of onboarding to Zum, I think. As and if not, it would be a lot of users that already exist in Zum that will be opening up the CSC trust line, because they'll have that option to be able to play with casinos and so forth there. And not to mention that there's more and more X apps being developed every day. Short the FOMO just recently set up I think he's in the middle of setting up a beta for the 3xrp.dev, which is the whale watcher. So there's a possibility that in the near future we'll be end up having the whale watcher X app. And there's also other ones coming down the pipeline. There was actually one that was just put up by Yoke here. Here we go, Yoke. All right, so he's actually right now looking for some beta testers for their first X app here. And so, yeah, it's the token trasher. So if you end up getting an airdrop for a token that you don't want and the issuing account's been black-holed, someone won't let you send it there. So this X app here will actually allow you to black-hole those funds and be able to recover that 5xrp from the reserve. Yeah, the ELS token, Mad Dog, hasn't airdropped yet. From what I've seen in the list here, yeah, here we go. So the trust line is able to be added, but let's see here. There we go. So the airdrop is due February 2022. So you have plenty of time there. Thank you very much. I do what I can. Like my whole intent and purpose in this space is to learn myself and then educate as I can, because as I mentioned on my other post there, is that the more experienced folk, I don't consider myself the most experienced by any means. I only joined the space back near the end of like 2018 after the bull run and stuff. But over the last few years, I've learned quite a bit. And so I know there's a learning curve for newcomers coming in, and I would love to have a repository of information that they can rely on, that's trustworthy, accurate, and helpful information for them to rely on. So that's my whole goal and premise. And yeah. So anyways, that being said, per the tangent cards, I also do, it's been on the back burner. I meant to get to it over this last week, because I've had this last week off work. I took vacation or staycation, however you want to look at it. And I was able to get out a couple videos, but the tangent card was not one of them, unfortunately. But I do have them. I do have the tangent cards sitting here ready to do the video. I just need to get to it. Unfortunately, time is something that is not always on my side. So anyways, yeah, if y'all have any more questions, feel free to post them up in the chat. I'll be here for a few more minutes. I'll probably cut the stream in about 10. But yeah, that being said, there's the Zum tool is, or the Zum app is an amazing tool, and it's just going to get better and better by the day, in my opinion. There's going to be a lot of X apps that are approved by the XRPL Labs team. We say wind in them, and the more that develops, the more I see it becoming the primary wallet for XRP holders and XRPL tokens, because it's a phenomenal app, and security is the most paramount concern. Like the fact that they have it set so that private keys nor even your recovery words are available for following up after the account's been set up. I think that's top notch there. That puts my mind at ease there. So, as per, oh wow, as per Dr. Orlando, did you get that Greyhound drop? No, I haven't as of yet, actually. I might have to set that up looking at it now. 50 million Greyhound. How much is the supply supposed to be? Max supply, 100 billion. Fair enough. Wow, that's a nice distribution method. Okay, so used for tipping, yield farming, and much more. And then has a transfer fee of 1.5%. I might look into it. I think I would probably want to do a bit more research on the project before I go and add the trust line, as we do have until what looks to be September 2nd. Gives me a couple days to go check it out. But yeah, thanks for the heads up. I'll have to take a look into that. I actually, not gonna lie, I actually found this spreadsheet last night when somebody was asking me about it. So I haven't had a whole bunch of time to go through and find out more on it. So yeah, thanks for bringing that to my attention. I'll definitely look into it further. But yeah, otherwise, if anybody has any more questions, feel free to post them up in the chat. And so yeah, just to kind of recap here, CasinoCoin's not doing any airdrops. Keep in mind all your transactions and stuff are visible on the ledger. So adding a trust line, Twitter tips, things like that, those are visible to basically anybody who can see the ledger. And once, if they have your address and can associate it to you, they can technically follow your transactions. So just something to be mindful of. Yeah, absolutely. I'll do that now. Excellent suggestion. Put that here. There you go. So there's the link to the spreadsheet here. It's in the chat there. Thank you very much for the suggestion, Dougie. But yeah, otherwise, NYC network equals June and 6 real. Okay. NYC network. Agreed. I think XRPL is going to explode, especially once either the Hooks Amendment gets passed or Flare goes live. That'll introduce smart contract capabilities for the XRPL, either one of those. And as soon as that happens, my opinion, I see a lot of projects migrating from Ethereum over to the XRPL. As soon as that smart contract capability is there, the fact that fees are negligible on the XRPL and the throughput of transactions is surmountably higher, I think that's definitely going to cause a nice little bump for XRPL utility. So, and that's the great thing as well is tokens that are issued on the XRPL all end up using XRP as gas. It's like ERC20 tokens use Ethereum as gas. Well, on the XRPL, tokens issued on the XRPL use XRP as gas. So, you know, the more we see issued on the XRPL, the more utility we're going to see for XRP as well. So it's a win-win. And especially once that smart contract capability is there on the XRPL, game over. Like I think we'll see a lot of projects kind of migrating over there. And agreed, NYC network there. And escrow for the kids is not a bad idea at all. I have one set aside myself. If you don't go much, let me just see here. Just gonna close that up a sec. Not sure which account is loaded up in my toolkit here. So Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, so this is my tip jar. I'm not really worried if this is like I share this kind of more than, yeah. So yeah, you can definitely go through and on XRP Toolkit, here's a escrow service here. So you can set the finish after, you can set the destination account and a tag. So if you want to send it to an exchange, you can. The amount. You can also go through and set a cancelable option so that if say you set the escrow for 15 years in the future and it's like, okay, well, you know, I want it to be cancelable after 5 because we don't know about, like, we don't know, you know. So we could definitely go through and do it that way. There's also an X app within Zum called the Escrow Creator. You can go through and do it that way as well. I agree that the SEC case is kind of pointless. I think it's more setting a precedent for the crypto industry. And like much as we see with people saying on Twitter is that there's the Howey test. Well, this is going to be the Ripple test. It's basically setting the precedent for the future of regulating tokens. Because as Gensler said, basically if it's had an ICO and raised funds for capital, then it's probably security. But, you know, I'm not a legal expert. I'm not an attorney. I'm a software developer who works out of his basement. So take that as a grain of salt. Hey, and that's exactly it, Matt W. The more we trade on the DEX, the more liquidity it brings, and liquidity begets liquidity. So the more we can push people and the more we can push people towards the DEX and get them trading on the DEX, the better, because that's just going to improve the ecosystem as a whole, right? I want to bring my trading towards the DEX as well, but admittedly, the liquidity is a little off-putting because it's like, okay, well, I can put up my trade, but then, you know, in one swift market movement, everything just kind of gets liquidated, and you know, so hey there, no problem. I'm glad you found it useful. That's, as I said, my whole point in this space is education. I'd like to learn myself and then find a way to impart that knowledge onto others. Sorry. Good. I have more videos scheduled to be coming out as well, so feel free to subscribe. Admittedly, like I hope this doesn't come out sounding wrong, but like I'm not here for followers. I'm not here for subscribers. I'm just here to basically provide educational content and provide a hub of knowledge for people to be able to rely on. Yeah, that's exactly it. NYC Network. You know, eventually there's going to be a certain point where the XRP price ends up taking off. Like I don't speculate on price. I've done that for a couple of years, and it ends up setting expectations, and well, people tend to get salty when their expectations aren't met. So I try to avoid price speculations at all possible. But anyways, we kind of reached 12:30 here, my time. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, Orlando, or Dr. Orlando there. I appreciate everybody coming out. And yeah, like I said, we're kind of hit the time here. I was gonna trying to keep this to a short stream because from here, I'm basically about to go hop a shower and then go see family. So anyways, I'm about to cut it here. I hope you guys all have an amazing Sunday as well. If you can, go spend time with your family. You know, there's nothing more precious than family. So cherish them while you can. Yeah. Lambos, houses, whatever ends up, no, making you happy. Myself, I look forward to being able to buy a house. I spent my life renting, and I want to own a house and not have to worry about paying rent and so forth. So, then again, I know it comes with its own pitfalls, but at least then I know I'm responsible for it. Oh, thanks, Skunksworks. That or Skunkworks. That's awesome. Great to see that people coming all the way from Sweden. That's awesome to see. Thanks for coming out and joining the stream. And yeah, thank you everybody. Hope you all have an amazing Sunday. Enjoy, and yeah, have a great day. Keep safe and watch out for them nasty scammers, man. They're lurking. All right, take it easy.